All right, guys, a very good evening and welcome all to the Vaidyachesshub Chess Hub. And today we are going to study the X-ray concept. Before we go on and dive into the positions, let's quickly start. It's always good to start with some greetings and welcome messages. So first one today, Sagar says, good evening, sir. Then we are joined by Yatharth. Well, hi, Yatharth. Yatharth is here. Says hi to all as well. Then you have Itesh joining us. Itesh, hi, how are you? And good to know that Pooja ma'am is here right from the start. It's always good. I appreciate the people who are here with the the start. I mean, right from the start, I'd say, for the live stream. Yes, we have Godbole with us as well. Shreyan, how are you? Radhesh is here. Radhesh is still probably not a member on the Telegram group that we have. So make sure that you are, otherwise you'll miss out on notifications. You started using Telegram already. The monitor is here, the moderator. So Jai says hello to everybody. And Chinmay likes the music. He says it's absolutely cool. And he also says very good evening. Arya Mahakal is here. The new student is here. Abir, how are you? Rupa Gokhale is here. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. And Jai says the Shatranj pieces in the thumbnail were nice thumbnail. Thank you so much. And Harshko, the new student, is here. And who else is here? Purvesh Kulkarni is here. Magnificent. Guys, great. Now let's quickly move to the topic here. We are going to talk about the X-ray in detail, and what we are going to do initially is we will go ahead and take a look at our lecture PDF copy, which you will receive later. But here is the thing. For the first time today, you will have your homework by a PDF, via a PDF file, by that medium. So we will study some important positions for X-ray, but later on you will have 15 positions, 15 positions as your homework. And again, the beauty is it's the editable typing kind of thing that you should enjoy. I'll tell you how to do it. Let's now dive straight into the topic. The topic at hand today for us is the concept of X-ray. So basically, what is an X-ray in chess? Whenever a piece attacks or defends a square through an enemy piece, it is called an X-ray. Time to jot down. The seniors, Jai, start typing it as well. Okay. This is important. So what is an X-ray in chess? It's a very important concept, and I have no doubt that you all will love it once we go through the positions. You will realize how interesting it is. So whenever a piece attacks or defends a square through an enemy piece, through, actually the word is through. That's why it's called the X-ray, like those X-rays pass. And then they show us the skeleton, isn't it? They cannot penetrate the skeletal system, but yes, they do go through the body. Yeah. So this is X-ray. Now I have provided you with a nice example. So let's say if the black queen takes the bishop pawn e8, as shown by the red arrow, the white queen will take the black queen because the white queen gave an X-ray support to the bishop. So it's time, guys, for you to jot down all these things, and hopefully you have made a note of those things. Is that not right? Yes, because we have the new students saying fine. Sure, we'll do that. And make sure that you jot it down properly. Whenever a piece attacks or defends a square through an enemy piece, it is called an X-ray. Let's talk about some study examples here. Let's go into the big board. Yes, so here in this example, it's white to play. Now look at the way the answer is written. You need to, guys, you need to make a note of how the answer has been written down. Because now when you have, I said you'll have homework, right? I told you that. So when you have the homework, this is how you're going to do the homework. So make sure that you understand how the answer has been written down there. Jay says whenever a piece attacks or defends a square through an enemy piece is called an X-ray. So definition has been typed, and I have no doubt that people are also making a note here. And what else do we see here? Yes, the queen will take on h6. In fact, it should be queen takes h6. And when the queen takes the pawn and then gives a check, Then black queen will also take on h6, and rook takes h6 will be checkmate. So how do you notice the x-ray here? The piece that is in question here is the rook on h3, and the rook on h3 is going to control the x-ray spot, which is h6. So h6 is where everything happens. The action is going to happen on the square h6. So how do you write that? You say that the piece is about, all this is about the rook on h3. So the piece is rook on h3. The x-ray spot is h6. It is important because that is how I want you to write down the answers when you get your homework assignment in that PDF file that I am talking about. Let's move to the next example. Here, it's black to play, okay? So queen takes f1. Ooh, back rank weakness. Rook takes f1. And then again, the black rook on f8 will take on f1, and that will be checkmate. 0-1 this time because black's the one winning here. The piece here in question is the rook on f8, and the x-ray spot that we are talking about is the square f1. So remember that you should always mention the piece in question, the piece that is important, the piece for the x-ray, and then finally the x-ray spot, so that I know that you've understood this. Let's take a look at one final example. This is also very interesting. The bishop will take on f6. So bishop takes f6 check. Queen takes f6. And then white will play queen takes f6 checkmate. Notice the pawn on f7. So the king has no scope of going to g8. So what's the piece in question here? The piece in question is the queen on c3. And what's the x-ray spot? The x-ray spot is f6. It's very important, guys, you understand that. Okay? Just remember that you have to write it down in that way. Now, let's see. Yeah, people are typing the answers. Now, make sure, guys, in the chat you tell me that you have understood how to write down the answer. You always know how to write it as white and black, 1-0, you know that. But below that, because it is X-ray, and I want to make sure that you have understood the concept, you will write down the name of the piece, and you will also write down the X-ray spot. Okay, when you do the homework, another thing on the PDF file, by the way, that PDF file is available to all the viewers on YouTube, not just the exclusive members. It's available to all on our Telegram channel. So let me say that you can use the enter button to go on the next line. If let's say you type the first move, you want to go to the second one, you can use the enter button. So make sure that you actually type it in chat that you've understood this. Itesh says, yes, sir. He's understood what I'm saying. Do mention it with the piece and the x-ray spot, and you can use the enter button if you want to add more notes after your position is done, after your answer is done. Do mention 1-0 or 0-1 properly. Now let's quickly take a look at how you will have your assignment. This is how it should look like for you. And you will see that in the blue space, the boxes is where you will type your answers. By the way, you will type your answers, as I mentioned, with the two important details, the piece and the X-ray spot. You're going to definitely mention that. Students have started acknowledging that. So I am sure that they have understood. You will have 15 such positions. So what is it that we are going to do now? Yes, these positions are not to be discussed right now. No. Because then these are your homework positions. So now it is right time for us to dive into the topic after we go on the big board. Here you are, and I've selected some wonderful position, guys. Absolutely wonderful positions. And of course, the good care has been taken that they are not the same positions as the homework positions. So I've taken good care, if you know what I mean. So this is the first position, and it's white to play here. White to play. And every time, well, you're going to get a minute, not more than that. So start typing your answers, okay? You just get a minute, not more than that. Let's see. I'm sure you'll be able to do it, guys. A minute, not more than that. Let me just utilize our timer. Let's put it somewhere here. Sure. What is the way that white is, going to use the method, the technique is X-ray. But how is white going to execute this plan? In another 30 seconds. I'm sure you will know the answer. Come on, guys. So again, when we do the positions today, we will talk about the piece, and we will also talk about the X-ray spot. Have the students started the answers already? Chinmay with the answer. Whoa, that's brilliant. That was quick. Granth with the answer. Jay with the answer. Hitesh with the answers. People are doing it really quickly here. What's up? And the time is up. So that's it. The time is up. Let me show you the answer here. Well, most of you are right with the answer. I am really impressed. Rook takes h7 check, queen takes h7, and rook takes h7 is indeed checkmate. Even Arya Makar is right. He is on fire these days. Arya, very nice. Again, chance for you to impress me with the homework. So let me draw some arrows just to make this clear, okay? So the rook on g7 will initially take this pawn and give a check. Now the king cannot take the rook. Abir, understand this. Harsh, understand this and acknowledge if in the chat if you've understood this. So rook takes h7 check. The king will not be able to take the rook because of the knight support. So obviously queen will take. And now look at the role of this rook on h1. The rook on h1 through this black queen is looking at this h7 square. So now you probably will understand why I was referring to these positions as X-ray. I mean, understand the power of the rook on h1. It's so beautiful, is it not? It's such a beautiful thing. Acknowledge if you like this particular pattern. The mating pattern is Arabian, but is a knight and the rook checkmate pattern. But the technique used is the X-ray. The rook on h1 looked through that queen on h6 on the h7 spot, and look how nicely they teamed up, and then you had a wonderful answer here. Okay, everybody with the right answer, and I'm so happy. Meanwhile, our monitor is saying yes, totally understood that. Let's go ahead and do it, guys. So don't take the queen first, okay? That's not the thing, okay? It's a forced checkmate here. Rook will take the pawn. The king could not take because there was knight support. And now this rook, look at that. The queen was there in the middle, but now the X-rayed attack, and this is checkmate. Now look why this is checkmate. It's a check by the rook, and the knight controls this g8 square and also supports this rook. This is beautiful. This is plain and simple beautiful. Okay, I'm sure you loved it, guys. Time to go to the next position, maybe. Nothing more to explain in this position. Let's go ahead and deal with the next position. Okay, it is white to play here. As next position, white to play. Let's start the timer. Are we going to get answers from you? Pooja ma'am also understood that last position, and I'm happy, Pooja ma'am, for you. So look at the piece again over here. You have about 40 seconds. And which is the piece in question? Where is the X-ray? Here, guys, you will have to create an X-ray. I'm giving you a clue here. It's not directly an X-ray move. You will have to create the position for the X-ray. Yes, and then you will have a checkmate. Another 20 odd seconds. I'm sure you will do it, guys. It's fun. When you get the idea, it's fun. But what did I just tell you, guys? That you have to create the particular position where you'll have an X-ray. The X-ray is not readily available for execution right now. Is the time up? Yes, the time is up. And now, what are we supposed to do? We clearly see that there is something going on with this d8 square. However, if we directly launch the X-ray, notice that there is this black rook on c8. So what we are going to do here is we are first going to eliminate that. And I think Chinmay with the right answer there. Fabulous, Chinmay. So we are going to eliminate that rook, and even Jay is right there. So we have answers from our students. Hitesh, that was quite easy. That was really very easy. All we had to do was we have to eliminate the rook, and Hitesh did that. Fantastic. Very good, Hitesh. So rook takes c8, check, bishop takes c8, and then we will have our chance to go for the X-ray. And let us find out how that works. So this rook will take the rook on c8 and give a check. I'm going to take that. And now the rook is gone, okay? So there's no real protection for this e8. And now we see that there is this nice X-ray. So the piece is the queen, and the X-ray spot is d8. Guys, please remember, when you write down the answers, do mention about the X-ray spot. Rayansh has done so. The queen is the piece and the d8 square is the X-ray spot. How nice is that, guys? Read the comment by Rayansh Inamdar. Absolutely the correct answer. In the answers today, you are going to have to mention this, guys. The piece and the X-ray. There you go. Now this is checkmate. Now you'll say, why is it checkmate? Why can't the king go here? Oh, because of the bishop. This is just a beautiful example of the checkmate. Now please let me know, guys, if you love this position. In fact, this position was a little advanced, not as easy as the last one. And why is that, guys? It's because in the last one, guys, it was straightforward. This time it was not straightforward. We had to do something in order to build the X-ray. Okay, so now this is the next position. It is white to play here. So how can white win in this position? Jay acknowledges that when you write down the answers, you're going to write it with the piece and also with the details about X-ray spot. Let me start the countdown timer, please. We get a minute every time. How can white win in this position? The idea that we are learning is X-ray. Okay. Very interesting. The tactic X-ray. When I first learned many years ago as a kid, I really instantly fell in love with this tactic. It's and so nice is the name given to that, X-ray. It's like you really look through. This is brilliant. Oh, we have the answers already. He says rook takes d8, bishop takes d8. Well, probably that's for the last one. Yeah, I don't think that's for this one. I think what you've typed is for that last position. It's a little late here. Chinmay with the latest. He says queen d8 check, rook f8, rook takes g7 check. Ooh, the time is almost up, right? Yeah, 2 seconds, 1 second, and the time is up. Let's see how many people more with the answers. That's it, just Chinmay. He says queen d8 check. Of course, there is no other choice but rook f8 as forced. Then he says rook takes g7. So king h8, rook takes g8 check. Rook not takes, but rook g8 check. And then it will be checkmate. Now, for those who have not really got the answer here, they are going to love how this is checkmate. Abir, that's the right start you've said. Brilliant. However, watch how nice the checkmate is. Absolutely brilliant. Everybody's tried really well here, I must say. Abir also had the right start. But the finish, awesome. Simply awesome. Even Arya Mahakal's got that right. So let's see it on the board. First, you are going to play the queen to d8 check. That was the only move. Okay. And now we have got both the rooks here. So let's take this pawn and give the check. Now, after we do that, notice that the king could not take the rook because of the support. As I mentioned that we have doubled the rooks on the G file. Now watch the X-ray. So now if you are wondering, so where is that X-ray that we are talking about? Well, here is the X-ray that we are talking about. Now the X-ray spot will be this G8 and queen is the piece. The queen is the piece and G8 is the X-ray spot. By the way, you can also mention that the rook is also the piece because it's made either way. Let's see. Rook G8 check. Again, why couldn't the king take? Because the rook was supporting it. That's why. Okay. And now whether you take with the rook or whether you take with the queen, it doesn't really matter. It is checkmate. I'll do it with the queen. It is checkmate. So that's why it is just absolutely fantastic. Meanwhile, we are being told by Rupak that he actually got the answer pretty quickly. It's just that the typing is taking some time. No problem. I am impressed massively with Itesh, with Arya Mahakal, with the new student Abir. Harsh, you can also start contributing. I'm impressed with Yatharth lately is answering. The participation has increased. It is time that you increase that level of understanding and play so much that by the next tournament you seriously give some seniors tough time, because they were also juniors like you, making it very clear it's about your study that will take you there, and I want you to get there. As mentioned, after the tournament the focus has been you guys. That's why we've shifted this to this lecture thing and the assignment thing and the PDF copy on the Telegram channel. By the way, let me know about your opinion about the Telegram channel. That's way more useful than the WhatsApp thing. The layout looks so cool, the PDFs can be well maintained. That's just awesome. There is no limit to how many people could join and probably use it for free. That's awesome. Yes, Kavish also is ready with the answer, and we've already seen that. Also, let me go to the next position then. Isn't this the fourth position, guys? I believe what the position that we are going to do now is the fourth position. So please let me know, guys. This is black to play, okay? Guys, this position is black to play. So let's see. Grant says that he's crossed 1700, which is a great thing. Even the poll, exactly. That's not possible on WhatsApp. Jay couldn't agree more with you. Absolutely. You can do that on Telegram. This is black to play. Let me start the countdown. Every time we just have a minute. And let's get things going, okay? So what's the winning move here? What are we going to do here, guys? Very interesting. 45 seconds more. Black to play. And everybody over here will love the checkmate. It is a checkmate, guys. It is a checkmate. How interesting chess as a game is. In a position where, white looks perfectly okay here. Just at a glance, okay? Of course, it's not okay. We know that. But then suddenly, this checkmate. Believe me, if black plays correctly using and exploiting that X-ray concept, the idea that I'm teaching you today, it's checkmate. White is going to be checkmated. Super. What a concept. Not another 5 seconds, guys. You have the answer. Oh, well and truly before time, just in the nick of time. The time is up. All right, guys. So we have the answers by Chinmay. He says queen b8 check. The diagonal was noticed. And Abir says queen a1. But I'm sure it does not mean queen a1. I'm sure Abir means queen b1. Abir, sure, right? You want this move, and that's b1. Let me know in the comments. That's what you must be thinking. There's no doubt about that. Jay has the answer. Okay, Rupak has the answer. It's fabulous. Brilliant. Pooja ma'am with the right first move. Rayansh doing it. Yatharth is doing it. Yatharth always types it the best, by the way. Just the best. Absolutely brilliant. Now, you have to appreciate the juniors, guys. When I say juniors now, I don't mean the mid-level students. I mean like Harshkot and Abir and Vibhuti and the others. They're really, trying to learn, and they are really learning fast, I must say. So queen b1 check it is. You're right about it. Queen b1 check. Now watch this mate, guys. It's not directly an X-ray. We have to create an X-ray. So let's go with our queen all the way to this b1 square. It's check. The rook has blocked the check. And now notice it. The rook is going to be the piece. And d1 is going to be the X-ray spot. Guys, you have to mention that. I told you. You have to mention that. I suppose you're getting the concept here. Mention the piece. Mention the X-ray spot. Watch the diagram. The rook on d8 is the piece. Because the queen is going to take the rook first. But the rook will go ahead looking through that rook on d6. So d1 is that X-ray spot that we keep talking about. Okay. And Harsh also with the right answer. So queen takes. Now watch this. What a nice queen sacrifice. Don't you love queen sacrifices? And now this rook was here. So this is the X-ray I was talking about. And now the only square was h2. Notice the power of this bishop now. And boy, Rook h1 is checkmate. Notice this pattern. Some comments about this pattern, guys. Isn't this lovely? And that's why we love chess. You know, it's something like this why you love chess. I mean, what? How is this? And by the way, another thing to learn, if some senior can type it, maybe Jay, maybe Chinmay, the pawn on g3 is a friendly piece. The pawn, white pawn on g3 is a friendly piece because that's where the king would have escaped, right? But because of that pawn, the white king really cannot go anywhere. So the pawn on g3 is the friendly piece. And by the way, Kavi says that the piece is rook. And by the way, what about the X-ray spot? He says the X-ray spot is D1. That is just brilliant. Reti is on edge. Well, don't call it Reti is on edge, but yeah, sure. I mean, that's a good pattern nonetheless. All right. Now, Jay has done the typing. Thank you, Jay. Jay says, so you can all make notes, guys. The friendly piece. You know, the king could have escaped, but the king is not allowed to escape because of his own piece. Now, that is something that is referred to as a friendly piece. The next one is white to play, guys. White to play. White to play here. And yeah, we have a lot of people typing that. I'm very, very happy. People are very efficient. And that's why I love highlighting this chat. I mean, I always highlight the things that are important. Let me start your time. Have a minute, guys. White to play. Okay, so you got 50 more seconds. White to play. Now, this concept is not applicable always to checkmates. That's why I have selected this position. Listen to this properly. What did I just say, guys? I said that this concept of X-ray is not always for checkmate. It is to get a decisive advantage. In this position, it is white to play and it is not checkmate, but you will really get a decisive advantage. In fact, you will force the black to give up the queen. How is that possible? We have answers already coming in, about 10 seconds left, and still bishop c5 check, queen takes c5, queen takes c5. So are we going to win the queen here? Granth says so. Chinmay also says winning the queen. Namish with the answer this time. Bishop c6 check, and the queen will be really captured. How nice is that? Granth says a queen up. Granth Utekar, that is correct, it seems. But point to be noted, Jai can type that. And if Avdut is here, I don't want him only to come late in the show just to say goodbye. That's not why I've made him the moderator. Later on, he says that I was here all the time. But then you should go ahead and participate in the lecture like these mid-level students are doing. And that's so impressive. Okay. Really impressive answers by all. Sagar, that is brilliant. Bishop c5 check. We will win the queen. No doubt about that. But please do type it. So what do I want to type? What do I want you guys to type is that X-ray is not always for checkmate. Sometimes you can get decisive advantage. I mean, if you go a queen up, well, I would say that's decisive advantage. 100%. There's no doubt about that. Okay. Radesh with the answer. Isn't that bishop c5, Radesh? Bishop c5. Come on, you type bishop c4. That's not what we want here. Chinmay is right. The piece is the queen and the X-ray square is c5. Guys, watch it. Watch the screen. The piece is the queen and the X-ray square. Did I say X-ray square or X-ray spot? X-ray square, yeah. Is c5. You have to mention that in your homework. Please remember that. And what else did I say about the homework? You can use the enter button. So once you press the enter button while you're typing your answer, you go to the next line. Okay. And thank you, Jay. Just type this. It's not just for the checkmate, but it is also for getting a decisive advantage. Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much. Always good to have an active group. Fantastic, you guys. Absolutely brilliant. Let's go ahead and see whether your answer is right. Let's go actually on the board. Yes, bishop c5 check, and the king will have no other, place to go. The forced move is queen takes c5, and then that's why the queen looked through the queen on c5. That's it. That is just absolutely brilliant. Position number 6. We're doing it at very decent pace. I'm very happy. Today we are moving things very fast. This one is white to play. I repeat, this one is white to play. Probably another incident where it's not strictly for checkmate. Yeah, maybe another such incident where it is not strictly for checkmate. Let me start your time. So what's it going to be this time? It is white to play. Do we have a checkmate here? I doubt. But X-ray? Oh, sure. What will happen here? Well, who knows? There could be a checkmate. Yeah. Guys, there is a checkmate idea. On second thoughts, look how interesting X-ray tactics are. Enjoy them. White to play, and white can really surprise black here. If the king moves and the queen is not supporting the rook, queen takes f8 move looks juicy. When we have enough, more than 10 seconds, join with the answer. Bishop takes e6 check, queen takes e6 and queen takes e6 winning the queen. However, well, the seniors, the time is up, but the seniors, I have a question, or the mid-level guys rather, I have a question. After you play the first move that you all are suggesting, bishop takes e6 check, what happens if black queen doesn't take the bishop? That can happen, right? Harsh is also supporting that, and that's a good move. Harsh, very nice. But what if the queen doesn't take? That's the question. So bishop takes e6, but what if the queen does not take the bishop? The king can go to h8. Then what are we going to do? I'm going to show you just that. Okay. Yatharth with the answer, he says bishop takes e6, queen takes e6, queen takes e6, king h8, knight g6 check. Or knight g6 check would be wrong, right? Because there is h takes g6 then. Yatharth, I think you missed this move here. H takes g6 is possible. Let me show you guys. All of you are right with the first move here. And yes, the queen is going to take, and we are going to take the queen. Okay, everything looks great. However, black can play the move king to h8. That's possible. Then what are we going to do? Now knight to g6 is not checkmate because the queen will take. The queen can take on g6. So what are we going to do in that case? Chinmay with the answer says maybe knight g6 check, queen takes. Yes, and then queen takes f8, queen takes g8. Yeah, queen takes f8 is check. Then queen g8 blocking it, a queen takes g8 is checkmate. Is this beautiful or what? By the way, those who are typing knight g6 checkmate, for example, Hitesh, that's wrong. I've already shown you why knight g6 is not mate. The queen can take that. Hitesh, let me know in the chat if you have understood that. Queen will take. Queen will take the knight. That's not checkmate. I'm sorry you didn't get that. Okay, so the right way to go about it is knight g6 check, but it's not mate. Then there is no other way. This pawn is pinned. We talked about that. Remember, absolute pin. So there's no other way out where the queen has to take the knight. So that's queen takes g6. And now the king is not supporting the rook. The queen is not supporting the rook, which I had mentioned at the start. Look at this. Queen takes f8. It's still not mate. Let me know, guys, if you're enjoying this position. It's still not mate. It is still not mate. Black has one move. And what's that one move? The queen will block, right? Queen will block the check. But hey, now we have the queen and the bishop, and it's checkmate. Outstanding. And because of all of this, black knew that. Because of all of this, right at the start, after we took this pawn, queen took it. And of course, this meant that our queen was the piece here, and e6 is the X-ray spot. Guys, let me sincerely know if you love this position. Of all the positions that we have done today, I have no doubt so far this must be your favorite position. Let me know if you loved it. Some comments about the positions also. Very important, guys, you do that. Some comments about the position. Okay, what a beautiful position that was. What's up with this? This is also white to play. Jai says clearly favorite one so far because the mate was so nice. First knight g6, then queen takes. Okay, then queen takes f8. Then the queen could block the check, and finally queen takes g8 was mate. So Jai says favorite one. Hitesh says no doubt that I liked it. Rupak says I liked this game. Actually not game but a position. The position was fantastic. Can I start the timer for this one? You get 1 minute every time for this. Now I think Jai for this one has been nastily fast. It's just about 50 seconds and Jai already has the answer. Says, let's take the pawn on c7. Knight takes c7 check. So the queen will have no defender. So the queen will have to take. Chinmay also spot on with this one. Says it's very easy. Remember after knight takes on c7, the queen will have no defense. The pawn on c7 is the only defender for the queen. Clearly speaking, everyone is fast on this. Even the new student Harsh, that is fabulous. Even Pooja ma'am answered this time. Bravo. Pooja ma'am, impressive. Very impressive indeed. Abir is also with the answer this time. Knight takes c7 check. Plus sign for check. Takes is cross. The multiplication sign. Sagar also with the answer. The time is up. Let me show you the answer over the board. You all are right about it. Knight takes pawn. The pawn is the only supporter of the queen. Remember that. So once we eliminate that, the queen can look through this queen. So the piece is the queen and the X-ray square is, or the X-ray spot is C7. Fabulous. Of course, let's go to the next position. So guys, I think that you are really enjoying this X-ray concepts to the core. No doubt about that. The next position is black to play, guys. This one is black to play, I repeat. So let's see if you can find out the answer to this one. Now this one is again tricky. You have to think about it. It's not for checkmate. Black cannot checkmate white here. But certainly, black has some good move here. What is it? Come on, guys. Some cool idea. The X-ray idea, of course. What is it that black can do here? Pooja man acknowledging says yes. No doubt. It's interesting. So what can black do here? Another 10 seconds. How does X-ray work here? We are going to win a piece. That's a clue for you. Last 5 seconds. Hitesh this time. Hitesh, I'm so happy for you. Before the time went to 0. Yes. Hitesh with the right answer. Queen takes a4. Bishop takes a4. Bishop takes a4. Hitesh, I'm proud of you, my man. That's brilliant. Winning the bishop, says Chinmay. And he has also answered. Yes, Radhesh is right this time. No doubt about that. Grant Tutekar with the answer. Abir as well with the answer. Look at how nice, thick and fast you get the answer. That is sensational stuff. Brilliant. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Let's see. Now, we can take this queen first. Yes, white can take the queen. Okay, but the bishop is the piece here. And looking through this bishop will be the X-ray. So the X-ray square will be a4. And our bishop can take. So we won the queen and the bishop. That's why I said the piece up is the right idea here. It's not always for the checkmate, guys. Yeah, not always for the checkmate. Sometimes you win material. Next one, it is again black to play. It is black to play, guys. Rayans for the last one, typing it correctly. The spot is, don't just type the spot, the X-ray spot or the X-ray square, okay? Let me start your countdown timer. You get a minute every time. This time it is black to play. And this time it is checkmate. Let's see how many people type the entire checkmate. I will not be interested in the first move. You have 45 seconds more. Come on, type the entire checkmate sequence. Black can checkmate white here. The start is with the checkmate. Rather, the start is with the X-ray idea, ends with a checkmate on the back rank. Jay with the wrong answer. Jay is very hasty. Says queen takes e1, rook takes e1, rook takes e1, checkmate. Jay is wrong. I mean, the start is correct, but the mate is wrong. It's missed a move there, which is why I know Rupak is just copying. Rupak Gokhale, you're just copying Jay, and that's a bad idea. I'm a coach experienced enough to understand that. Rupak, you're copying Jay. Okay, so let me come on main cam for that. Rupak Gokhale, you're simply copying Jay. You're just simply copying answers from your seniors. That doesn't help you understand the game at all. Jay's answer was wrong, but you didn't care about that. And so you just type what Jay types. And in the process, you know what has happened? You are also wrong and you're caught red-handed. So you're just copying. Don't do that. Answer all by yourself and on your own. That's not going to be checkmate. Now you can see that some people have retracted their messages after I said that. They also had the same answer. Jay with the improvised answer. Bishop f1 and then queen takes f1 is the right thing. For some reason, Rayansh with a completely wrong answer with a completely wrong coordinates. There is nothing on A1. Rayansh Inamdar, only you can see pieces on A1. There is nothing that is on A1. I don't know where is A1 there. Radesh is also copying Jay. Brilliant. Jay is being just copied. So Radesh, you have no idea about the position. It's not checkmate. Now Yatharth with the detailed answer, but after he retracted the previous message. So now I know that this time he is also improvised after Jai improvised. So Yatharth, please don't copy. Rupak Gokhale, don't copy. Okay, watch out. I know that experience is enough. If Jai did that, you just copied the mistake. You didn't care about the answer. Validate whether it is checkmate or not. Very bad. You just simply copied here. Very bad. You've been doing that for the past few positions, but caught you red-handed this time. I think the coach would not know. Kavi says queen takes e1, rook takes e1, rook takes e1 check. He didn't put the plus sign there, but still okay. Bishop f1 and rook takes f1 is indeed checkmate. Let's go on the board. Queen takes, rook takes. Now rook takes is not checkmate as Jay had typed initially. What people copied wrong. The bishop is there to block the check, but now yes, rook takes f1 will indeed be checkmate. So guys, I know when it is that you just copied. Don't be over smart. Don't just copy the position or the answer from the seniors. Okay, this next one is white to play. I repeat, the next position is white to play. What's up with this one? Let me start the countdown timer. You can just copy. Come on, guys. You can just copy. Now, let's see if people type the answer before Jay and Chinmay. Let's see if you do that, guys. Come on, guys. What's the answer for this one? Again, it is checkmate. It's white to play here. What is the answer? You got another like 25 seconds more. X-ray. What's the piece and what's the X-ray square? Notice how the idea is the same but applies in so many different ways. Just amazing and outstanding. Queen takes f8 check, rook takes f8 and rook takes f8 is checkmate. That is brilliant. So these are the students who've done that. Sagar with the answer. Brilliant indeed. This time it is absolutely correct. Yatharth always with the perfect typing. He always types it with the brackets and everything properly. These are the guys who have the right answer. Arya Maka, you as well. Just don't forget I said that it's not always for checkmate. So it's not quintessential that every time you'll have it. By the way, the queen will take on f8. Watch the board. And the rook will have to take back. No other choice. And then our rook will look through this rook on f5. And so f8 is that X-ray square that we keep talking about. Look at this. This is beautiful. Checkmate. Outstanding. Guys, we are doing our 11th position. Isn't that awesome? Just awesome. I mean, the speed at which we are doing this. This is white to play. This is white to play. By the way, Rupak said this I did not copy. Yeah, okay, fine. I understood that. But okay, fine. The thing is, work your own way. Okay, very, very important. Appreciate, Gokhale, I appreciate that. Next time, you can do even better. Harsh with the right answer for the last one. By the way, let's proceed to this one now. Let me start your countdown timer. 1 minute. You get a minute each time. What's the answer for this one? Is this also a checkmate, you think? Checkmate? White to play here. Can we have a checkmate here? Maybe we can. Notice how if we play carelessly, black has huge attack on our back rank. So we better be careful here. What are we going to do here? We better be careful. Will the bishop take the knight? Will the bishop come down to the d3 square and give the check? Chinmay agrees with that idea. He says bishop d3 check, but the pawn can also block it. Chinmay mentions about that. What about g6? Pawn can block the check, right? Granth has answered that. Says g6, then queen takes g6 is checkmate. Got the answers for both. Watch out. Brilliant. Time is up. Yeah, what an answer. So it is right. Let me show you on the board. This bishop will go to d3. We are going to set up the x-ray, okay? The queen will block the check. The bishop will, and by the way, now the rook on f1 is the piece. Looking through this rook on f2, and f5 is our x-ray spot. By the way, let's go back. What happens if the pawn, I mean, why will the queen block the check? You will clearly ask yourself, isn't it? Why give up the queen? Why not just block the check with the pawn? Because if you do so, then queen takes g6 is checkmate here. That's why it's so amazing. It's absolutely outstanding. It's mate on g6 if you do that. So there are variations, but the tactic was x-ray, and that's just fabulous. Position number 12. Guys, are we on position number 12? I guess so. Yeah, fantastic job today. Yeah, totally. This one is white to play, guys. This one is white to play. Will it be a checkmate? Find out. Will it be a checkmate? For that last one, Hitesh also calculating correctly. If g6 is queen takes g6 checkmate. So Hitesh, fabulous. Very good. Very active group. I must say, you guys rock. Totally. Completely 100%. Okay, let's so come down to this position. Another 30 seconds. White to play here. Will it be a checkmate, or you think that we are going to force black to give up the queen? Can that happen? So what's the piece? What's the x-ray square? Hitesh with the first answer this time. This is knight h6 check. Queen takes h6 and queen takes h6. And we will go a queen up, says Hitesh. Chinmay also with the same answer. Knight takes h6 check. Yes, sure, 100%. And Hitesh says if we do that, then we are a queen up. Sagar agrees with that completely. Granth Utekar agrees with that completely. Our new student Harsh agrees with that immediately. And Granth also says totally queen up. Granth doing it in a very proper methodic way. So knight h6 check, nowhere for the king to go. Queen will take, and so obviously our piece will be the queen, and the x-ray square will be through this queen h6. Fabulous. Yeah, you're doing a great job. All of you are doing such a great job. So I have no doubt, guys, that even when I give you the positions homework, you are going to do a good job. This next position that you see is black to play. Black to play. Okay. Even Pooja ma'am typed the answer for the last one. Rayan's doing it with the details like the piece is the queen, the X-ray spot is H6. Let me start the countdown timer for this one. Again, is this checkmate? I think so. Black to play and you have a checkmate here. Come on, guys. Do it before Jay and Chinmay. It is checkmate here. By the way, people tell me that their typing speed has improved. I have received some messages saying that because of the YouTube live streaming, what has happened is that their typing speed has improved. Now that is amazing. That's nice. That's one of the side advantages or side benefits along with improvement in spoken English. I wonder the amount of English that you talk at the vaidyachesshub, even when you say you are an English medium student, I doubt if you do that. So answer, Ritesh is the first one. Queen takes d1 check, rook takes d1, rook takes d1 is checkmate. Chinmay completely agrees and the answer comes before the time runs out. So I'll take that. Yatharth also. Correct answer, Yatharth, you're improving. You're starting to put in some thought, Yatharth. And more importantly, your typing is the best. This time again, Sagar with the answer. He says the piece is the rook and the X-ray square. He didn't say that. Maybe the time was the constraint. Rupak with the answer. Harsh with the answer. Pooja ma'am answering this time. And that is fabulous. Very good effort. Let me take you to the board. It is going to be checkmate because the queen will first take. What a queen sacrifice. Love it when you sacrifice the queen for a checkmate. By the way, you only sacrifice queen for checkmate. And on rare occasions, if you are getting two rooks and a minor piece or something like that. Guys, notice this checkmate. It's almost like a back rank, but instead of 3 pawns, some comments, guys, some comments. Watch the board and some comments about this mate. The knight actually is nothing but a pawn there. Some comments. I would love some comments about this position. What did I say? This almost looks like a back rank, and it is a back rank checkmate. But normally, you'd have the pawns on the 7th rank. But here, the knight acts as a pawn, helpless, but a friendly piece for us. Remember, we learned that word today, friendly piece. Sure, absolutely. Let me know what you think about this. Position number 14, and we are doing a stunning job today. I keep saying that because of the speed that we are able to maintain. This one is white to play, guys. This one is white to play. Yes, OP checkmate. No doubt about that. It says back rank checkmate. And this time Joy says the knight was a friendly piece. We're talking about that last position. Okay. Let me start your countdown timer. You have about a minute for this one. White to play. Yes, Pooja ma'am, you got the spelling of friendly wrong, but the idea is right. When you type fast, there are a lot of typos, right? A lot of them. 30 seconds more. White can checkmate black using the X-ray idea. So which piece will cause the X-ray? Chinmay with the answer. Also, Itesh with the answer. Sagar with the right answer. That is just 100% correct. Queen takes E8 check. Namish from USA. Queen takes E8 check. Rook takes E8 and rook takes E8 is checkmate. I'm really impressed with one and all. So queen will take the rook, back rank weakness. And our rook here is the piece. And through this rook, the X-ray spot or the X-ray square is the E8 square. Again, the lovely queen sacrifice to get that checkmate. Let's go to position number 15 for today. I never thought we'll actually get to 15 positions. This one is black to play. Okay. This one is black to play. For the last one, the X-ray square was E8. So no doubt about that. Let me start your countdown timer. Pooja ma'am had the answer for the last one. That is correct. Absolutely, absolutely. Now here, what is it can be done to set up an X-ray attack? Guys, it's not a clue. This is not directly an X-ray. I don't think so. You will have to do something to set up the X-ray. And this is what I'm going to talk about. Guys, remember, we'll do this for another 3 to 4 minutes and last 5 minutes for the revision, because I'm going to give you the homework today. So you won't have the questions asked, but we will talk about the homework in detail. Okay. Answers coming up. Chinmay says, queen takes a1 check and setting it up nicely. The time is up. Itesh says, rook takes a1. That's the right answer. Sagar also. We will set up the X-ray first by taking the free rook. Watch it on the board, guys. This rook is free, so we'll take that. And now the rook will come to block the check with the support of the queen. But now we will set up a beautiful X-ray idea. There's no way you can win this position if you don't know the X-ray technique here. What a beautiful checkmate this is going to be now. Watch it, guys. Watch it. Even Radesh with the right answer, maybe? It's not D1, guys. I think, yeah, Rupak has the answer. Yatharth has the answer. Brilliant. So now this rook will come in here. The piece is the queen, and the X-ray square is F1. Watch it. Take the rook away from the queen. And then our queen will continue to X-ray the support or the attack, and it's checkmate. That's why you should love these positions, because, you know, when it looks totally okay, the position, it looks like, you know, your opponent is not really in trouble. But if you watch closely, well, you have a winning attack. Next one is black to play. And let me start your countdown timer. You have a minute to do this. Black to play, guys. It will be checkmate, but this time don't copy the seniors. How can it be checkmate here? Black to play here, and black can actually checkmate white here. Checkmate. How? What is the best thing that can be done here? Looks cool. And it's something that we have been doing for long now. We might do another position or two, maybe one position, maybe two positions, then recap and look at the homework about how it is to be done. And today is the time when you will definitely send your entries. But where? We have the answers now, just in the nick of time. It's almost going to be 0, but we have the answers. That's nice. Time is up, but we have had decent answers from people. Very good. Very nice. Even the new student, Abir, that is nice. So queen takes the rook, and then our rook will just X-ray this rook, and the square, X-ray square will be D1. Watch this idea. Queen takes, and our rook will then jump to this square. It's not made, by the way. It's not made. The knight will come back and block. But after rook takes knight, it is checkmate. So did you again just copy the answer from the CD? Sure, this time Namish is getting cocky. He says, Chinmay copied my answer this time. Really? All right. Guys, we will do one more position, and then we will talk about the homework to conclude the lecture. Okay. Everything is absolutely brilliant today from your side. This one is white to play. The position that you see is white to play. Let me start the countdown timer. And how Namish knows it is that these same numbers mistake. Okay. Gotcha. And Chinmay in his defense says, Namish, I typed it before you. In the chat, I might have highlighted it later, but yeah. Forget that. 30 seconds for this last position. What is it? Come on, guys. Byte to play. Beautiful checkmate. Beautiful checkmate coming up. I know, Chinmay. No need to defend. It's LOL. Don't worry about it. If I have caught somebody, I'm going to say it on camera. Did I say anything? Don't worry about it. You're all my students. Don't worry about it. Time is up, guys. Time is up for this one. Pretty fast. Nobody realized it because we didn't discuss about this position and I started the countdown, so it was over like in a jiffy. I mean, the 60 seconds did get over in 60 seconds. I know that. But yeah, we didn't discuss. So it seemed like the time just flew past. Okay, so what's the answer here? It's a beautiful checkmate. It's a beautiful checkmate, guys. Chinmay with the answer. And point noted, Damish. Chinmay with the first answer. Knight f6 check. It's knight takes f6 check. Then you have, well, you have even Sagar's answer. That's brilliant. Then king h8. Brilliant. Queen takes h8, rook takes h8, and then rook takes h8 will be beautiful checkmate. Abir also has the answer, but of course you have to consider that he's a newcomer. He cannot type everything properly. Hitesh, not rook takes f7. Oh no, Hitesh, there was a checkmate. So Hitesh, I would want some comments from you. I would want some comments. And Rupak, you're wrong. Queen g7 is not made. There is black rook. How can it be made there? It is not made like that. So think about it, guys. Think about it. I'll go to the board and show you now. The first move is right. Yes, the knight will take the pawn, give a check. And then, of course, the rook cannot take the knight because queen takes h7 would have been made on the spot. Now some people have typed queen g7 is checkmate. No, the rook will take. The right idea is x-ray. So queen takes h7. The piece will be our rook looking through this rook on f7. And the x-ray square will be h7. Watch this idea. And Hitesh, I want some comments, Hitesh. Queen takes h7 check. The king could not take it because of the knight support. And now the rook will take this h7. I think this was quite similar to the very first position that we saw. But look at the fact that, so in such a diverse manner we arrived at this position. So sometimes, you know, you can say that, hey, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know that. It's not always like that. Because when it matters, you may not recollect it. Because you may not have arrived at the same position in different ways. Okay. And Rupak, yes, Rupak is right. He said that if there is rook takes f6, then queen g7 is checkmate. So let's go back to what Rupak was saying very quickly before we wrap it up. He was saying if rook takes f6 here, then queen takes h7 is checkmate. Yes, I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. So yes, queen takes h7 will be checkmate if rook takes, because rook then would be the defender, and well, that would mean yes, it will be checkmate. Fabulous, guys. Absolutely fabulous. Now we got a minute to quickly go through what you have to do as your assignment for today. This is what it is, I told you. Remember, you can type your answers here. You can press the enter button. We talked about this, guys. Enter button is to be typed. And so you can go to the next line and then complete your assignment. You will have 15 positions. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 positions where you will have the space to type the answer. Okay, the answer at the bottom. Finally, please remember that you will have to submit your answers here. Okay, so you will have to submit your answers after you click on this. If you see my mouse pointer is changing here, let me take it to the full screen. If you see, guys, the mouse is of a different, it's just a pointer here, but it turns into a hyperlink when I come to this HTTPS Amaya Vaidya link. So don't send it to me on email, and make sure guys you're typing this. I would want some comments. Make sure we are going to stop this stream now, but not before I tell you where you're going to send this assignment. Don't send it to me on email. If you, when you get the PDF copy, you will still have this link active. Click on that and send your homework there. Also, use these links to get to our channels, all those who are new viewers or who might watch this stream later on. Okay, so make sure that you understand this. Jay is saying, yes, I've understood. I'm going to click on the particular link and then sending it. All the best for the positions. Remember what I said, every time you won't have a ready-made x-ray. You remember how we did in the positions? You will have to place something to create the x-ray position, and then you will have to actually execute the checkmate. I hope that this was an enjoyable session. Time to start typing about the comments about the session. What was the most enjoyable position? What all did you learn? Jay, you can start typing out some recap lines or something before we sum it up, of course. It was great. So Arya Mahakal says, yes, I've totally understood that. And I would definitely request everybody to read the descriptions before they start attending the live streams. That's why I actually type the description in detail, so that before the lecture actually begins, you know what it is about, what are the things that you can anticipate, so on and so forth. Okay, so Grant is saying, yes, sir, totally understood. We will do that. Cheers. Take care. Bye bye. What was the position that you enjoyed the most? Jay says, I like the one where we had to create the X-ray. Itesh totally agrees. He says it was a cool session. Grant Utekar says, cheers. Bye all. And yes, take care. Goodbye.